Today is May 7th, 2023, and I am going to give the earthquake weather for Syria. So today there was an earthquake felt throughout Syria. It would have shook everything, but probably not damaged very much, or maybe knocked down some loose rocks, but it was not strong enough to do major damage. This earthquake, the earthquake was started very near the surface of the earth in Hatay, province of Turkey, and the earthquake was here in the Hatay province. It was measured at a strong 4 magnitude, and it was along the Dead Sea fault line. Because it was very near the Dead Sea fault line, there was a vibration that easily or more quickly traveled down the Dead Sea fault line and would have been felt there because the ground is not very strong and stable there on this red line. So when there is a vibration, you feel the moving stronger because the ground, it's hollow or it's less dense. So this is different. We have not been feeling any earthquakes in Syria because, and if we have felt them, then they are not reported on this international database for earthquakes. So we haven't felt them because the earthquakes that have been occurring have been here and have been along the East Anatolia fault line. The East Anatolia fault line in Turkey, in this area here, has been very active every week, consistently. That in this along the East Anatolia fault line, that you would get 4 magnitudes, very strong feeling of movement constantly. And even this week, several times we had those strong movements along the East Anatolia fault in Turkey, and nothing has been felt or touched in Syria until today, which was there was some kind of movement here near Hatay, and because it was so near to the Dead Sea fault line, that it was felt in Syria. So we do not expect for Turkey to ever again have such a strong earthquake. And even though it has happened in the past, and that there is some kind of energy being especially generated deeply here near Fiji, and that we expect that the energy has been every day traveling from the Indo-Australian plates boundary line up towards India and across Iran to Tajikistan and to Turkey. We expect that all the energy has been continually transferring over, and that wherever there was a, a part of the pattern that was missing, that it was most likely due to lack of reporting in that area, and that China and Russia feel they don't need to report, and that given that, there are probably many countries that feel they don't need to report, and that we may be missing important information from Saudi Arabia and the Red Sea about, in order to see the earthquake weather. So in our weather reporting for earthquakes, we are being obstructed. And the databases are being sabotaged. And what most likely is occurring is that the earth is absorbing energy from the sun, and that the governments have been allowing the businesses to weaken the ground in some areas, and that every time the center of the earth is moving from all of the energy that it's getting, that it's punching up through in all of those places there. Or that those places themselves even maybe are sending out seismic energy, and that nearby areas are being moved or are being impacted, and that the pattern that we do see could be only a fraction of the picture, especially because of the idea that many countries feel that they don't have to report it, or that we don't have to report on everywhere that it happens, that they have chosen to report from specific areas and chosen not to report from specific areas. So therefore, clearly we have only a partial database. So the reason why we won't expect any more strong earthquake weather in Syria and Turkey is because they have not weakened the ground there very strongly at this time, any stronger than the 4 magnitude of instability that they've caused, and that the oil pumping operations there are probably smaller and a lot, let's say, sanctioned, and it's a very much more dangerous territory to try to make a very large business operations in Syria at this time. And of course the fact that they have no need to report, and that the only reports that we do have are based on the felt reports of the people in the area. So we don't expect any more earthquake weather in Syria and Turkey, because we don't expect that they are going to make the earth so disintegral there that they should have any strong ruptures. And also that the last big earthquake weather event was contributed to by a great force of energy that we have yet to attribute its source, because the source cannot have been the sun.